the note card I had here is how to counter slow T-side default teams. The idea I want to talk about has to do with that question specifically, but it's more of like a overall how to deal with any type of team on your T side. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I went to LAN. I went to Philadelphia, Philly. I was standing behind some teams, and some of these IGLs, bro, like they just be saying random shit. You know, what's that word, pareidolia, where like you see a face where there shouldn't be a face. It's like you're just looking for patterns. Your brain's looking for patterns. I feel like a lot of lower level IGLs have like pareidolia, but with patterns of the opposing team, and they be saying shit about that just makes no sense. For your calling for both T and CT side is that you need to make calls based off the information that is available to you. And I don't think people realize like how limited that information is, but once you can know what information is available, you can make really educated calls. Starting off right off of the bat from freeze time, instantly you have information about enemy economy. You should always have the enemy economy. If you don't know how to read this, I have a video from forever ago. It might be out of date. I don't even think that video is that good, but you can look up videos on how to read economy. That's the first thing you should do, okay? Next call you have is tendencies. So like, how has the team been playing? And another piece of information that you have here is that if there is no tendencies, that is also information. Because if a team is playing without conditioning in mind, so if like a T-side team is just doing RNG shit every round, you can abuse that. You just don't try and make reads when there are no reads to be made. You got to think about Counter-Strike as almost like a boxing match, okay? At a high level, boxers have good enough reflexes to avoid the basic 1-2. So at the high level, if you want to get a hit on your opponent, you have to set that up with conditioning. Jab to the body, jab to the body, jab to the body. Next time you go to jab the body, you know, they go to block it, you come in with the overhand right. The only way to score a hit on a high level boxer is to set up that punch with conditioning. Same thing goes in Counter-Strike. If a T-sided team is doing RNG shit against you, like your protocol should be able to handle that no problem. They're not setting up conditioning to cash out with later on in the round. So like, they're not throwing like banana take, banana take, banana take, banana fake, we pop apps. Like, they're not conditioning something for the later round. So if they're just doing RNG shit, that is also information. So that all that means is to not try and make reads. You just play your basics play style, because you don't want to play into the randomness. You want to abuse their randomness and let your protocols just win you the game, because they will. It's all about information, right? So now we get into the mid round. Like, what information do you have in the mid round? You still have the information from freeze time, the tendencies, and economy. The information that you will find in the mid round that is the most important is number one, numbers. That is like the most important information you can find. How many T's are where, right? Oh, we got 2 at banana. Oh, we got a molly thrown apps and a smoke thrown mid. Okay, so it's probably like a 2-1-2 setup. Numbers, presence, and then you also have utility. This is a big one, is counting enemy utility and playing accordingly, because all of Counter-Strike is a util exchange, and you're trying to manage this. If you think Counter-Strike is all about dueling, you're right. But there's more behind it, because you know, obviously you can count all the utility you want, and this guy's just gonna peek you and kill you. Like, you're gonna lose a round. Utility, numbers, and presence. Those are like the 3 things you look for, and the ways to counter each. So if you recognize a team is playing in a kill ball type of playstyle where they're just always in a pack, you know, maybe all 4 or all 5 going somewhere, the way to play against this is with counter aggression. I made a video about this a long ass time ago. It was like ancient Chinese war tactics work in Counter-Strike or something like that. Sun Tzu, bro, the art of war. If they are strong at the head, attack at the tail, right? So if they're at a 4-1 banana, they got 4 here, attack at the tail, they got 1 over at A. If they're strong at the tail, you know, 4-1 towards A, and you got 1 at B, attack at the head. Strong at the head, attack at the tail, strong at the tail, attack at the head. And then this is the big one. If they are strong everywhere, they are weak everywhere, because there's no such thing. So if a team is split across the whole map, they're weak across the whole map to an extent, depending on the setup that you're running. So like, kill balling is very easy to explain, all right? All you do if you play against a kill ball team, you start off the round in a very non-committal setup. So like a banana take, you just do like a banana take, which is like very minimal util. You just smoke deep, and you sit here, you wait for information. Either the kill ball is here, so it'll be very obvious, you can just fall off, and you give your teammates across the map time to reaggress, or you know, you throw that smoke, very minimal util, and there is no presence, and you're like, oh, the kill ball isn't here, the kill ball is towards A, we got map control for free. So this is like the best way to play against these kill ball teams. You can apply it across both sides of the map. Bro, do you want to get better at CS? I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and all I do is answer questions on stream. Like, I literally just do tips and tricks the whole time. I'm an open book. Come join the stream, I'll teach you. I got nothing to hide, bro. Okay, that's all, bye. So this is like the best way to play against these kill ball teams. You can apply it across both sides of the map. Very non-committal setups. You get the map control for free if they're not there. If they are there, you barely spent any util and you just fucking dip. And then your teammates, they have to react off that. Like, that's the biggest thing, is that your teammates have to react off the kill ball. on the other side of the map and abuse the lack of numbers over there to reaggress. And then you're just trying to buy time. If the kill ball's by you, you buy time. Yo, fuck you MCS at Fragadelphia, Philly. That's what they did against us and we couldn't win. They're cool, but dude, fuck you guys. That shit pissed me off. So now we have a split T-sided team, like 2-1-2 type shit. The first way to deal with a 2-1-2, so if they're strong everywhere, they're weak everywhere. This only works if you have some type of stack set up. So if you have like more numbers towards B than normal, then you can challenge this, right? So if it's like a 2-1-2 towards B, you come over with 3 or even 4 guys and you do a heavy banana take because you got a 4-on-2. You win out. Maybe you lose 1 guy. Now it's a 4-on-3, right? You win the rest of the round. That's fucking easy, bro. That's free. The ways to deal with split teams, you could start off with a heavy, map control take. So if you know they're 2-2, you can start off at freeze time with a stacked map control take, like a 4-man banana take. That's kind of overkill. You'd only need like 3. Or if you don't know what they are at the start of the freeze time, right? And then you find out mid-round that they are a 2-1-2. They're a split default. So an example of you finding out they're a 2-1-2 default team is you come banana, you throw your close molly, you see a molly car, and you chill, and then you see a molly sandbag. So you know that there's at least 2 banana. And then your teammates across the map call that there was a molly apps bedroom. So now you know that there's 1 apps. And then they call like, I don't know, the fucking nifty molly that lands like not there. It bounces off this door and it lands here. So now you have 2 mollies towards A. Obviously not every team's gonna be doing this, but you'll find information. You have to gather this information from your teammates across the other side of the map. So it's like, you got 2 banana, 2 towards A. Now you know mid-round that they're in a split default. And you can't do what I just said earlier about a heavy take because you didn't start the round off with stacked numbers, right? You're in an even number situation, they're in an even number situation. So the way to abuse this is actually to do nothing. If this guy's using a bunch, the 2 towards banana are using a bunch of util towards B, and the 2 towards apps are using a bunch of util apps to take map control and also brackets, just fucking save your util. You don't have to smoke them off, right? If you're like the guy B jiggling CT, and you 2 mollies car, and you hear like your teammates calling like, oh, 2 steps apps or something, and you see the guy like car, don't fucking smoke him. They can't hit B site right now. There's only 2 people here. They're not going to execute on you. So you need to save your util for the late round. And then the game plan becomes, depending on the map, the game plan becomes like, playing to defend the site. So you have like util to stuff any type of execute. You wait for their execute to eventually come in. Or you can even play for a retake, because if they're in a split default, these 2 guys are dumping util, those 2 guys are dumping util. By the time they go for an execute, they maybe have like 2 smokes left. You let like 1 guy just badger on the site, he fights to the death. But now the rest of the T's, they get in, they have no util for the post plant, and you guys saved all your util for the late round. You have the easiest retake in the world. So like what I would refer to this on my teams, we would refer to fighting the death as badgering. You can probably get like 1 guy just to badger, just so it's easier on the retake. He just goes for kills. And besides, this is like a very strong position, so he should badger. But the other thing that you can do is you switch up the play style, and I refer to it as island CS. All you do is both sites, they both save their util. You don't reaggress, and then you just let the team commit. You just fight to the death with this site. If me and my B player just save our util, I'll like have a molly, he'll have a smoke, and we just don't rotate, and the A players don't rotate. They eventually come B after using all their util. I'm a molly the entrance, he's gonna throw a smoke, I can flash for him. We probably get like 2 guys, and let's say worst case scenario happens, they also get 2. Now it's a 3v3. The T's are on site, but they have 0 util, and all my teammates on A were doing the same shit as us. They're just sitting here, not rotating, not reaggressing, and saving util. So now that all the A players can come over here with like fucking 3 smokes, 3 mollies, 8 flashes, and a fucking orbital laser from Helldivers. Like they're just gonna retake this shit like so easily. So that's like the whole point of Island CS, is that you don't rotate, you let them commit into you, and then if you're on this island, you fight to the death. If you're on that island, they fight to the death. And obviously you can have exceptions to the rule, like both guys don't necessarily have to fight to death. You can just have 1 guy fighting the death and badgering, but like the idea is just you save your util. So that's like the call that you would make if you realize that the T's mid round are in a split default and they're dumping util. Just don't do shit, bro. Save your util. If you don't have any information, this is when reaggression is kind of needed, especially if the T's are saving util, because now if you save your util and they execute on you, like they're going to execute on you and have like 3 smokes for post plant. You're not retaking the site. Doesn't matter if your teammates have 3 smokes and 3 mollies as well. You're not retaking that. They're just gonna stuff your retake. So like if the T starts saving util, that's when you kind of need to reaggress and even out the odds. Retake some map control, or get some kills and stuff too. It's all about like making the most educated call mid round based off numbers, util, location, and then obviously map control. If you have map control on certain maps, that just grants you advantages. So if you start off with banana control, it totally changes the course of the round. You can just leave 1 guy here to jump spot. But this is like map specific. I'm more of trying to talk in like general fundamental terms of how to like play your CT sides across all maps. Does that make sense? I kind of just like threw all that shit out really quickly. I think I covered everything.